Tonight, on Haunted Homes, we meet the Outram family from Birmingham to investigate the ghostly goings-on.
Who's that?
The source. Whatever's happening in this house, it's coming from here.
Yeah, I know.
There's no place like home, except, of course, if you think yours is haunted. Gothic mansion to have a ghost. 42% of Brits claim to have had personal encounters. Thousands of ordinary families all over the country are convinced they've had paranormal experiences in their own home.
Hold tight, Gustav.
Liz and Chris Outram have been together for 10 years. Christine, 5, and 3-year-old Christopher. And the guardians to Liz's 16-year-old niece, Kirsty. 2 years ago, when they moved into their semi-detached house in Birmingham, they thought they'd found their perfect family.
Nothing was out of the ordinary, and then about 3 weeks later, we started hearing, like, footsteps. A few weeks later, I was standing at the bottom of the stairs and I heard a young babe cry. It sounded like a newborn baby. So I went upstairs. No, my son was fast asleep in the cot. And then we heard, like, a drag.
Unable to account for the odd noises, Liz began to suspect their new house.
Turning round to see if there was something there, thinking it was a cat or something. And I turned round and I saw what I thought was a shadow. And it actually went through the attic door. Well, that was it. I dropped everything I was doing in the bathroom and I went out the front door and I was sitting in the garden in tears when my husband came home.
But Chris didn't take her fears seriously until one night a few weeks later.
I started off not believing at first, but now I'm beginning to think otherwise. So now I'm actually starting to believe that there are some activity.
But it's not just strange noises that have frightened the family.
It can go cold one minute, hot the next. You can get pictures coming off walls. I've seen lights in here. It can be very uncomfortable for me in here. The other night I was sitting in here, just watching the telly on the floor. It frightened the life out of me, so now I don't even sit in here on my own at night. If I'm going to be on my own, I'll go and sit in the garden. There's quite a lot of activity in this room. Toys on the chair will move, quilts pulled off. In this room, the light turned on and off on its own quite a few times. You know, you just smell in here. I generally don't like being in here.
You just see lights and you do hear a lot, but there's nothing there. And when you're in the bath as well, you hear people knock on the door, you ask them what they want and there's nobody there, and you can hear people outside the bathroom.
But the one place in the house Liz is so scared of that she won't even set foot in is the attic. Footsteps, strange growling, bangs on the door, and large objects being dragged have all been heard by the family. Liz is even terrified of walking past the doorway to the attic after it flew open and hit her in the face. But it's the bedroom, stairs and attic that appear to be the hot spots.
We are a normal family. Well, as normal a family as you can get who's got children. William, Charlene, I think it's time you went to bed, don't you? But it just ruins our life because the kids are complaining now that they're being disturbed in their sleep. So we're having trouble getting them to bed. Well, into bed now, please. Come on. How do you explain to a 5 and a 6-year-old what's going on? You just say, well, back to bed. You've had a bad nightmare or you've had a bad dream. Come on, please. Come on.
What?
Oh, well.
But it's not just the kids who are suffering.
I can feel the presence or I can hear the footsteps. I mean, he has to get to the toilet at night on my own. He has to come in with me. He has to literally be there 24/7.
I would like my old wife back because she's more of a strong character. But now, with this happening, I've got a completely different wife. It's not the same one I married. She's more timid, scared, frightened. It's not the same one.
We gave Liz and Chris a camcorder for a week.
I feel sick because I'm scared shitless.
Such lights, known as orbs, represent spirits. Could these lights be proof that the Outrams are being haunted?
is who it is and what do they want. Maybe they've got a connection here, maybe they belong here, but we need to know what they want, because it's just whoever it is or whatever it is to go to where it should. Can we have ours?
The Altram family are desperate to find out what or who they think is going on. We're sending in 3 very different experts: a psychic, a paranormal investigator, and a professor of paranormal psychology. The team are experienced to tackle any home believed to be one of the UK's best-known psychics. Her book, The Gift, is an international bestseller.
The list is endless of the paranormal problems in a haunted home. Anything to do with electricity, anything to do with temperature, anything to do with a draft of cold air, to a full manifestation at the end of the bed.
Mia is regularly called out to private homes that the owners believe are haunted.
It amazes me when people say they're going to go ghost hunting, so they go to the nearest, oldest building, like an abbey or a castle or a manor house. And yet most of my heaviest experiences have been involved in ordinary homes with ordinary people who are terrified. It is the land it is sitting on and the events that have gone on within that property.
David Vitter into the paranormal for over 17 years. He runs Ghost UK and researches and documents activity in suspected haunted homes all over the country.
I actually take the more scientific approach when investigating ghosts. We don't go running after these spectral apparitions. We don't capture them, we don't rid them. We scientifically evaluate the existence of ghosts.
We've had a lot of activity boards.
During his investigations, David claims to have witnessed some unbelievable ghost hauntings.
Over the course of 30 years that I've been investigating, I've probably got 100 photographs with genuine ghostly phenomenon caught on film.
Sir Chris French is a world-renowned psychologist and experiences. As the editor of The Skeptic magazine, Chris believes ghosts exist in people's minds.
The possibility that something paranormal might be going on